All right, so this is the first Extraterestical Podcast. I am here with my cousin Larry.
What's up? How's it going?
AKA Lawrence. And today we're going to be talking about the existence of aliens and our beliefs on if they're in our solar system, our universe, or here on Earth with us, amongst us. All right, first off, describe what an alien would be like.
An alien is something that's different from you.
Holy shit.
What's an alien?
Alien is something different
from you.
God damn.
Took them a while to get the butterflies out.
There used to be sightings all the time.
They're just not as reputable today, because I could go outside, get a drone, put some lights around it, put it in the air, and people be like UFO, or CGI, or
true.
I can even edit stuff on my Mac and make something look legit. So it's hard to believe anything you see. You just got to kind of go with your intuition, and if for some miracle something happened to you personally, which has anything extraterrestrial, yeah, anything ET happened with you. In your whole life, seeing anything, aliens, just any creepy vibes, anything?
No. I think of myself as a big skeptic, so I have to have some proof. A lot of the videos and things that I've seen, definitely military stuff that they're doing at night, that people that are fucking crazy that don't have answers totally make up stories.
Yeah.
People that get probed and all those things that you see, that those people look so attention starved. It's not like they're Harvard graduates or believable people.
But I mean, there's reputable sources that get abducted by aliens, and whenever something comes forward that is actual proof, people try to disprove it. I feel like
that's true.
And I understand it's hard to legitimately prove something of that magnitude, but there's good videos out there that me and you, we couldn't tell the difference, and we just think they're fake because.
But you got the CGI too that we wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
But these are normal people, which you can hook up with someone that knows how to do it.
They play that they could be total actors too. People that say, "Yeah, I'm normal," but people are good actors. But it's stupid.
But people do. You would agree? People get abducted by aliens.
Possibly.
Just It's not 100%. There's just so many stories out there, especially from before UFOs were the cool thing.
But they're so. It could be anything. Government could be kidnapping people and putting drugs in their system.
ET flying discs? They got the
UFOs. Our minds play strange tricks.
Oh, come on. So your mind is going to see a flying disc come abduct you, and they're going to put a dildo in your ass?
Hey, you know what? Somebody could do some fucking really good drugs out there and come up with some stories
after
DMT somebody raped them.
Yeah, but I think that they'd be like, oh yeah, I smoked meth, and then I got abducted by an alien. So.
Hey, have you ever seen some of those fuckers try to tell stories? We could probably YouTube and find some weird people that are on the street telling us stories about...
There's... Alright, so you think possibly people have been abducted, but you do believe in the existence of aliens. And how many? Are you thinking that there's just a few out there, or... The universe is limitless, and there's literally limitless amounts of ET life.
I think the universe is limitless. To think that we're just the only existence is fucking nuts.
That's to me, yeah. You have a better chance of winning the lottery 1,000,000 times straight, plus some.
True.
But statistically.
Years ago, they thought we were the center of the universe, and we don't know enough.
They used to think the Earth was flat.
That too.
But people still do.
Yeah, those people are fucking probably getting probed in their asses.
Those are the ones getting probed.
I do not believe those dudes. They really...
I see both
points. All the satellite photos.
I see where it's possible. It's just, to me, I don't get why they would do that. Why would you lie about the shape of our Earth? I never got that.
Again, people need attention. People will say outrageous shit just to get some attention.
That's true.
And whatever's shocking. Look at today's society. Everything's shock-based to get people's attention.
Pretty much.
You know what? Hey, I saw this flying thing, and they came down, they attacked me, they stole me, and they fucked me in the ass. Seriously.
Like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Guess what? You know what? Somebody's drinking at the bar, like, hey, dude, tell me this story so I can laugh.
I'll tell you what I think. It's on the other way, or on the other spectrum is what you're saying. So I do believe that people do get abducted by aliens and intelligent life. And there's numerous stories of what it could be. or why they would be doing it. Because if they wanted to take over Earth, we don't have a damn chance. They're gonna come and conquer. We have to bow to them.
Well, if they are smart enough to go through space travel, couldn't they totally just get into our communication systems? Anything?
Well, time isn't relevant for them. So if they really wanted to beat us, they can travel in time. It's a different dimension for them. So if they wanted to annihilate us, you just fight us 500 years in the past. Because in 1,000 years, our Earth is going to be so. It could be us.
Why hasn't it been done yet?
Why haven't they? Okay, well, I think that they have been. So basically, with evolution, I feel like they've been around a lot longer than us. So they've pretty much capped out their evolution, and they're having troubles breeding. Good. So they're going to different civilizations that they want to crossbreed so they can continue their race. And pretty much once they figure that out, they'll have no need for us.
So you're telling me they want to crossbreed with people that produce children that eat fucking
Tide Pods?
Tide Pods.
Absolutely. Oh, God.
People are dumb. Some of the...
Well, maybe they want our physical...
Why would they want to breed with something like that?
They want our physical properties, not necessarily our mental properties, because they're well advanced.
I don't think they would want our physical. I mean, look at the cancers that we have, the diseases.
Yeah, but they know how to eradicate that.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure of anything, but if they're technologically advanced, in 500 years, you don't think if humans already don't have the cure to cancer, that's a different story in the first place. That's all with the pharmaceutical companies, the government, and money. I believe that they do have the cure to some cancers or have a grasp on how to treat people.
I totally agree with that.
And it's a money game, so don't ever for one second think
it is a money game. But
why wouldn't aliens?
We're talking about outsiders that want to, with your theory, help themselves breed. They can get rid of diseases and everything, but they can't replicate themselves. The DNA strands, some of the stuff that's coming of ages now. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Westworld. Have you seen Westworld? Westworld is amazing. They actually replicate human bodies that are robots that you can't tell the difference. It's scary. And just to think that that's a thought, why would they need us if they can just go back anytime they want, steal one person, and just take the DNA and just start replicating it and clone us?
Maybe, well, for one, everyone's DNA isn't exactly the same.
That's true.
So you
want the
every
best,
human's
though, right?
You want the best, but you can't just hand select the best. It's easy to say, well, I want this person that's half African, half American, that's 6'4", has a schlong the size of a foot and a half. I mean, that you can't just do that. So you might need, I don't know, you might need to crossbreed our DNAs to kind of reach their level of DNA.
That would have to go with their worlds too, though, correct? So I mean, if they're not, why won't they just take us over? Just kill us off.
Because they need our DNA. But basically, I don't know if it's for breeding. Just with the gray aliens and the anal probing and all of the stories, they're doing something with our bodies, or they're researching us.
Okay. How many years has it taken for us to finally figure ourselves out?
We haven't figured ourselves. We don't even know where we live. We're not smart.
That's true.
When they say, "Oh, I wonder if there's other intelligent life out there," we're comparing intelligent life to what we know. We could be the fucking we could be the bottom of the barrel in the solar system. Everyone's laughing at us. We could be the Cleveland Browns of the NFL.
Science. I know it's the internet, and you can't believe everything on the internet, but they're actually got muscle that replicates ours that they can give electric shocks to. So anybody like an amputee.
That's true. I've seen that.
So what's to say they can't already do that if they're advanced enough to come from another world?
Why haven't they?
We can't get
you
to
believe
Mars.
You believe in aliens? Why haven't they completely eradicated the human species?
I think they're just as mortal as us, and I think they do come from other worlds. I think they fuck their worlds up like we fuck it up, like we're doing. You start messing up your biodome, start eradicating forests and
nuclear warfare.
Just not wars. Nuclear. I mean, just them killing off the trees. That we need air. Without air, we're dead. If you look at China and see some of their smog and all of that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you turn around to cutting trees down just to make shit. You're ruining the biodome. So what's to say that some other civilization, maybe they're way more advanced, able to use their minerals and science is a lot better than we are, go forward, ruin their worlds, and in order to travel, I mean, we can't get to Mars, and we have a lot of fucking technology.
What do you mean we can't get to Mars?
We haven't
put a human on Mars yet. To what they say.
We haven't put any mammal on Mars.
That they've told us.
That's
you can't
true.
believe
That's
everything
true,
mainstream media tells you.
It would be nice to
our
know
knowledge.
some of these things.
To our knowledge, yes. But I mean, we've had the Mars rover on there for 2 years.
Yeah, that thing is amazing.
And tell me this. Come on, be honest. This thing can repair itself. I get it to a certain degree, but you don't think there's something that has to do repairs physically to that? I'm just saying.
It
think about it.
Yeah, it could.
I mean, the sad part is I feel like they're never gonna tell us, or we're never gonna know, or
no, it's just gonna be slowly
introducing it.
Constant information till they know that somebody can't use it for bad.
I mean, just don't you think it's weird though, from 1940s, since World War II to now, so you have 70, 75, 80 years, just the advancements in technology. And I understand it's like a snowballing effect. So once you reach a certain level, then your technology is going to twofold, fourfold, sixfold, until it just gets to the limit where there's nothing else that could be more advanced.
What do you think would be our limits now? I mean, we're going to replicate ourselves, right? We're going to be able to repair our DNA with some kind of molding machine.
Well, I know what's going to happen, because when you look at like amputees and people that have vision loss and stuff like that, you're already getting organ transplants, and they're making mechanical hearts
and that stuff
everything.
was impossible just in the 1700s, right?
What was impossible 50 years ago? A lot of it. But basically, if you need a heart transplant and you don't have a donor, and you could get a mechanical heart and it pumps perfectly, that's awesome. But I can see in the future, let's say you're weak and you want new arms, and your arms, you just get arms put on, and now you have like half robot arms that you can always upgrade, and they're perfect, and there's no fatigue.
Something
so
like
we're gonna
Johnny Memento.
Yeah, we're going to be like a hybrid species. I mean that, and I don't know to what context or how far they're going to take it, but with like the AI technology and everything, our race is moving towards to more of a computer-based DNA instead of a humanoid.
So we're talking about aliens coming from another world, right? Assuming that they didn't just crash here and can't get off the planet, right?
I don't know. Well, yeah, most likely you can warp space and time. We don't understand the space-time continuum.
Do you believe in the string theory? Everything's happening a whole bunch of different times.
Yeah, that kind of coincides with we're stuck in what's technically a 4-dimensional world, but a three-dimensional world. So once you get into these other dimensions, it said that, let's say your timeline, let's say you live to be 80, and you want to go back to when you're 5. That's impossible to our standards, because we're stuck in a 3-dimensional world. Like, our brains can't fathom that. But let's say you are put on a higher dimension, you could pretty much handpick where you want to go in the string of your life. So time is not relevant. Time is a made up idea.
I agree with the time.
Humans.
Time is not. It is a weird concept.
Just because we're going around in our circle, it's not flat. It's a circular world spinning around, and we need time in this 3-dimensional world. But as far as higher dimensions, time is not relevant, and it's hard for us to grasp that.
We don't have the right hardware, software to
exactly.
Which is
that's
crazy.
When you said you're doing that acid trip or whatever when you were in high school. How you're like, it was like I was in a different dimension. It's because you have restrictions in your brain.
That's chemicals in our brain that act a certain way, which we figured out through medical amputees, things like that, and testing over the years. Again, way above my fucking education level. Yeah. But at what point do we advance so far
that there isn't anything left?
There's nothing left.
There's actually a chart that says that it's supposed to be like 470 years from now. We're supposed to be as advanced as we can get.
So then, do we blow ourselves up and start over?
No, that's where I feel like.
I mean, we're even beating diseases that used to fucking kill millions of people.
Yeah, well, that kind of goes back to the So
if we can do that, why can't the aliens?
I'll answer your question. So you just said that we've evolutionized to the maximum capacity. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how is your body going to continue to evolutionize by reproducing? How's it? It won't. It hit a brick wall. It can't do anymore.
It's going to end up, like you said, it's going to morph. It morphs, right? Like
you hit a brick wall. That's why you need another species DNA codes to kind of backtrack. There's something.
If they wanted us to start mixing it with animals, things like that.
I mean, why can't we use those bestiality
species?
Here?
No, it's not bestiality. I'm not trying to fuck them.
You just want to put your skizzy in them?
No, you just want to fucking skizzy. Get a couple fucking cells out of there and start. Hey.
Okay, so it's not close enough. So you could use our DNA with something close, like Like, okay, think of it this way.
How do we?
This is what Neil deGrasse said.
Okay.
So the difference in DNA from monkeys and humans is like a fraction. Mm-hmm. So it's not very far apart. And you see the difference in how so a monkey, if you said, hey, go to school and pick me up an ice cream bar, like a 4-year-old would know exactly what that is, but it would fucking blow a monkey's mind. Like they couldn't conceive it. Okay, so that's just a fraction of percent of DNA that's different from monkeys and humans. Now imagine that fraction, us being the monkeys and the extraterrestrials being that extra link in their DNA, and how the gap, we can't understand, or monkeys can't understand a condom, a fundamental concept.
That's why they're not breeding as those condoms.
They can't understand a fundamental concept. So we couldn't understand a fundamental concept of the ETs. But we're close enough in DNA that they can still fuck with it. But we are smart.
Why can't they start teaching us as things like we try to teach
the
monkeys?
What do they give a shit? Why do they care? Maybe they're speaking with our government. Maybe there's a lot of like Majestic 12. There's government conspiracies where we're working with the ETs. They're allowed to have so many people to test. They're testing to advance their civilization. They're doing something, and in return, we're getting technology and information from the ETs. Like there's stuff that could be going on.
With your comparison, monkeys and humans,
mm-hmm.
and then there's somebody smarter than the humans.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they make a deal with us? Why don't they just steal us? Don't give a shit. Erase our minds because we are that much smarter because our minds can't.
That's true.
Wrap around
I understand that. So
concepts.
I feel like so the human race is only So we live in the 21st century. And it is a legitimate threat that you could think, it wouldn't surprise you in the next 100 years if we blew ourselves up, right? Or we did something to fuck this world up and it ended the human species.
We're definitely screwing it up.
So we're screwing it up, okay? But a lot of that has to do with greed, right?
Yep.
Okay, and
power.
And power. And greed and power translate into wars. You want the bigger dick. You want to take over countries. You want to tell them what to do. With these advanced civilizations, these other ET lives, they've advanced so far that they realize war and greed is not how you live. You need a utopian society if you want to continue to go up. And I feel like our Earth has repeated itself because we're greedy motherfuckers.
Well, how about we're just so simple? Not just greedy, it's just...
Come on, we're going to blow ourselves up.
You think
how are we going to get technologically advanced? We're going to fucking blow ourselves up.
They have not... That happened in Japan.
Yeah.
Right? How many years ago? Have any nuclears been used?
60... It doesn't matter.
They've tested it, but we haven't... Nobody's blown
Jim
up any
Jungi from North Korea just tested it.
No, they've tested, but they haven't blown anybody up. They use it as, hey, I got the big dick,
doesn't matter.
It
just takes one time. It doesn't matter how long. It could be another 100 years. But that one time that Russia sends it to China and we send one to Russia, and then
I really don't think it's going to happen again. I think because of that Hiroshima, I think we have it in our brains. You could totally kill everybody, and that's not cool. It's not
anybody, unless you're a psychopathic killer and don't give a shit about humanity.
But that's one psychopathic
what if
killer
Hitler
before they're like, you know what, we don't want you to destroy our world. Kind of like Caesar. They found out Caesar was trying to be this world powerhouse, and they fucking killed him.
What about Adolf Hitler? What if he would have had the atom bomb and the hydrogen bomb?
I think even if he had that, the lower halves.
What do you think he would have done? He'd have fucking
with the greed and the power. People's minds start like, hey, we don't want him to have it anymore. He's going to fucking kill everybody. Yeah. And we still don't know what happened with Adolf Hitler. Have you heard their language, right? Like,
it's hard to fucking talk. Well, we are German, so
and we can't talk.
Their language.
Their language. But if he would have had that atom bomb and used it kind of like we have, we would have probably just surrendered. Nobody wants any more of that. And
okay. But here's the difference. That was a true war of good and evil. You don't surrender to someone that's going to put everyone of your country in, and it's going to be a complete genocide.
Do you know a lot of our technology comes from everything that the Germans did?
And where did they get that technology? They went on to a lot of excursions to Antarctica, and he was looking for he was doing some fucking funky shit, and he was coming up with some technology that was well beyond what he should have known.
That's true. And
you ever think about
they're going to keep that from us and never.
And the weird part is the Aryan race: blonde hair, blue eyes, tall, beautiful people. The Nordic aliens, it's to a T what they are.
But why is there so many different races?
Races of
I mean,
aliens?
Anywhere from Chinese to African Americans, and I mean.
Well, that's simple. So if you're born,
you have different DNA from
think
across all of those races.
Think of something as simple as like a bear. So you have the black bear and the grizzly bear in North America, and that's because they've adapted to their environment. The polar bear is obviously larger.
So how long do you think it's taken? Even know how technically we're not supposed to be around for 2,000 years.
What, so far, or what we're going to be?
Yeah, so far.
Well, I mean, no, it's 2,000. I mean,
you
roughly 3,000, roughly 3,000 or 4,000 years, I think.
Well, technically,
they have
the Earth is only 10,000 years old if you listen to certain people.
Yeah, 5,000 or whatever. Yeah,
10,000, and then
hold on, I'm not going to knock it. I don't believe in that in one bit, but I don't.
Earth was still flat then too. I don't know, but
I don't knock it. I just don't believe it.
I don't
because we don't know shit really.
I don't think so
about anything.
It'd be nice.
I don't
to know
either, but I
just
don't. Yeah,
it would be nice, like the Alexandria library in Egypt. Could you imagine what information was in there before that fire? Like,
there's actually where's the Pope? Vatican City.
They have a whole bunch of stuff too.
Oh yeah.
And they're not going to share any of that, which is kind of shit.
I don't blame them.
No, how are we supposed?
You don't want the wrong information in the wrong person's hands.
And who determines who's right?
Yeah, I'm not saying that the Vatican's the right, but
I mean,
I could see a lot of people being a lot worse.
Those people cover up fucking child molestations. Talk about some probing.
Yeah.
Except they're probing little kids and getting away.
Maybe
with
they're
shit.
the aliens.
They definitely dress up
yes,
like weirdos.
That's
right?
it. We figured it out. They're the aliens.
They've got all the information.
That is it.
So
we figured it out.
They tell us there's one God.
Yes.
We have to believe in that.
Yes.
So,
we just figured out. We just figured out everything. It just blew my mind.
That's awesome. Just drink some blood, eat some flesh.
Oh,
fucking square, man.
All right, so we've pretty much gone over everything. Is there anything else? We know our audio sucked. This is the first one. I'm going to get better microphones and better cameras and
better angles,
and
I'll
better
read
people
up,
to
so
influence or to interview.
I'm not going to be high school educated anymore. I'm going to try to get.
Do you believe in aliens? Aliens,
dude.
Like
aliens?
Does green things with big eyes and yeah.
Or are we talking like E.T., the one that can't really fucking walk?
E.T. film,
but somehow has magical powers in a finger. Imagine. Our imaginations are fucking outstanding.
That's good.
That's one thing.
Well, we figured out what aliens were, why they're probing young people today
in rural areas.
Yes.
That don't get a lot of sex.
So we figured it out. All right, so I guess that's the end of our first podcast, the Extraterestical. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you,
I'm sure we're going to be on plenty more.
I hope so.
And until next time, say something funny.
Say something funny.
Talk about
bitches. The Earth is not flat.
Talk about that big titty girl you're trying to get with.
Hey, aliens should get big titties. You know that's where the implants came from.
That's where
you know what? They don't have big enough titties. Implants. Let's put some silicone shit.
And I'm not allowed to say anything else because she'll get mad. All right, bye.